There. I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to look. This camera thing. Really weird. I really like it. It's one of the reasons I'm not interested in film. Although I do like extra work. God, there is nothing better than just standing around and having people bring you food. Every now and then you like walk by or do some stupid shit, and then you just get a check in the mail. That work's gone. That brings me to the topic of what are we gonna do, folks? Because cases are spiking, and in places that had opened back up, they're starting to see spikes in cases, and they're starting to have to shut back down. It's happening in China. It's happening in Lebanon. Um, it's happening in Germany. Only I don't know that they're necessarily closing back down yet, but they have seen a spike in cases already. And it makes sense. It's only logical that that would happen. So this could be our lives now. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is it. And to be fair, I wasn't necessarily doing anything all that intense in the way of going outdoors to begin with. I'm kind of a homebody these days anyway. But it was nice to at least have the option. Every now and then I like to maybe dress up, slap some war paint on the old face, go to a bar, sit there, have a drink. At least I had that. But now, not even that. At this point, if I want to sit there and you know drink something or smoke something or do anything, it's basically kind of at home. What seems almost addicty if you do it enough, long enough, in quantities high enough. It starts to feel dysfunctional, which is a thing I like to try and watch kind of closely in my life historically. Yeah. Um, Outdoors activities. For people with money who can afford to go and get on boats and do all that fun stuff. Um, Gonna have to find some kind of a way to lake life it. I want to relocate. I want to be somewhere closer to water, because that is traditionally my summer life. Beaches, water life, yoga by the beach, yoga by the lake. That's what I do. It's my summer. That's what I do. And I'm not giving that shit up completely. I don't care what I have to do. So, um, I think honestly the music may well have stopped on capitalism on this one. We've been playing musical chairs for a minute. Some people had chairs, some people didn't, and it was really kind of just waiting for the music to stop to find out what was going to happen. And we haven't really needed brick and mortars for a while. It started out in the music industry with moving to digital and streaming and getting away from CDs and tapes and records. We've seen what the internet has done to that industry. And that was 20, 25 years ago now. It was a matter of time. And now with Amazon, who's really missing out on getting anything outside of going to shops and actually like physically trying on clothes or something? Who's actually missing out on purchasing? Nobody. You can have stuff delivered to your home. So a lot of these malls and everything that have been closing down anyway, they were redundant anyway. I don't know what to say anymore. All I do know is that this is not fun times, and this is specifically not fun times for people who don't have money during these times. And I think about like where I'm quarantined, which is basically a room surrounded by people with whom I wouldn't say I chose to be surrounded. Um, it's like a boarding house almost situation. People are kind of like randomly picked and chosen to it's just like quarantined with people you don't even choose. I mean, at least if you're in like your house, you're in your house with your family, you're in your house with people people you hopefully like. And what about people that like domestic violence has gone up by 50%? What about the people trapped now with more FaceTime with people who are already abusing them? or people who were already abusive or in really dysfunctional, messed up families that were barely getting along when they didn't see each other all the time, and now they're just cloistered together, and who knows for how long off and on, and who, you add to that whatever financial pressures of job losses and all the rest of it. It's just a giant tinder pile. It's a whole thing. I don't even know what to say. Stay strong out there. Stay peaceful. Take up meditation. If you got nowhere to go, you got nothing to do, and you're just bored, stupid, or you lost your job and you have no money to do anything, even when restrictions are lifted. And I would not usually suggest this, but you might want to consider something that would chill you out. Maybe talk to your doctor if you can't handle the stress, the anxiety. There's nothing wrong with admitting that and getting some help. Maybe getting a therapist, getting cognitive behavioral, getting on maybe even an antidepressant. Because if it gets bad enough, there's absolutely no point in just suffering until you make some fatal decision. So you may as well, I'm not a big fan of pills or prescriptions or, I smoke weed to go to sleep on occasions and smoke it to just chill, but I don't like the idea of being entirely dependent on something like that. But it's better to be dependent on something if it's between being dependent on something and making choices that are going to get you not to be able to wake up the next day. So, cope. Try not to harm anybody else around you. Make some kind of a space for yourself, someplace that you can go and be by yourself. And the real winners in all of this, folks, are the people who have long been living on awesome lives by the waterfront with jet skis and boats attached to their house anyway, and they were already living on a private island or sequestered somewhere in some private community, gated or whatever. They were already living a life of some kind of isolation, and it's the upside and the downside of fame. Or the upside, if you're lucky, smart people who have money don't have fame. Some people had to get the fame to get the money, and now they're stuck with whatever golden prison they have to live in. It's really weird because I was thinking about Princess Diana this morning. I was watching something about Elton John, and I was thinking about how she died and how she was. That's what I always think about when I think about her. I think about how she was pinned under that car, and I was thinking, and those photographers sat there and snapped pictures, and I was thinking, what? People talk about how much they loved her and how famous she was and how beautiful she was, and I was thinking, if that had been a dog trapped in a car like that, turned over, they would have tried to save it. They would have tried to save a dog stuck in a car like that. That's how much use fame is to you in the end, if you're worth $1 to somebody. Anyway, yeah, thoughts. There they are. I said this was going to be nothing but moaning, bitching, and complaining. So if you expected something else when you clicked on this video, I'm very sorry. But yeah, I'm going to try and get outside and get some sun and pretend that sitting around in the garden, what little bit of garden I have, is somehow an exciting high point to my day. This shit sucks. It's just got it. But to be fair, if I still had my van, I would be at a park right now. The parks have reopened, and I'd be at the lake right now. And I definitely want to take up kayaking this summer. So make some kind of an outdoor goal. If you're not an outdoor person, man, now's the time to become one. So there's kayaking, there's, if you've got money, there's jet skiing, there's wakeboarding, there's all sorts. So maybe get online and get on some groups and find some people, maybe talk to some friends, people you trust or something or whatever. see if they've got any ideas or if there's any way to safely, socially distance, do outdoor sports, together, maybe go hunting or something. I don't know. Fishing can be done with social distancing. So just get creative, get outdoorsy, because I think the days of hanging out in malls and restaurants and pubs, I don't think those are going to be around for a minute. Yeah, I would like to hope that a good solid vitamin regimen would be protection against this, but so I'm not finding or seeing research that's showing any kind of real new immediate we've solved the problem drug on the horizon or anything. So patience and time, patience and time.